I am the client success supervisor. I help patients out who are having a little bit more complex situations, everything from administrative stuff and making sure that it's being shipped and things like that, but also doing a lot of integration, communicating a lot between patients and clinicians if there are medical concerns or questions around their prescriptions. A lot of talks, a lot of really good talks with our patients. One of the things that I like most about this job is seeing how patients progress when they start this therapy. We get people coming to us with severe treatment resistant depression and anxiety. A lot of times when they first come to us, they are just going through a really difficult time in their life. They can have a lot of anxiety and a lot of even negative thoughts about getting involved in our program and can be a little bit difficult to work with right away. But then you see them start the therapy and they start to relax a little bit more. They start to open up a little bit more. And, maybe your first conversation that you had with them was kind of difficult. They were going through a really hard time. Then you talk to them a few weeks later and they're happy, sometimes happy for the first time in a really long time for them. The job has a lot of ups and downs to it, but seeing people progress, grow, and heal like that is the best feeling in the world. It is a very fulfilling job in that sense. And the connections that we develop here are very special. And I see that with Better You. We really go the extra mile to help out our patients and our clients, and we develop really good connections with them over time. We've got, patients who they specifically like to work with this support person because they've developed such a good connection with them. And we really like to encourage that. Something that I love about Better You is a great team to work with here. People really care about our patients. And I know that some of the other ketamine providers out there are not doing that same level of customer support and care. I think that's where we really stand out. That's what keeps me here. It's the patients and the team. It's the people really, and we excel with that. I had a patient not too long ago who came into our program, was having some difficulty early on. I mean, she was going through some personally very difficult situations in her life. And oftentimes that can spill over to interactions with other people, interactions with support people. And we do tend to be a little bit of a place where people vent, and they express their frustration. And we try and provide a safe and supportive place for that. This patient was certainly encountering and expressing some frustration in our first few interactions. As she went through the program, I mean, man, you could just see the weight lift from this woman's shoulders. I remember speaking with her just a few weeks later after she got into the program, and she was just so much lighter and more happy and laughing. There was a little bit of a hiccup as she was going through the program, and she was able to laugh it off, and like really approach it from this more positive, this more grateful mindset. So it stuck with me, and I could tell that it was the beginning of developing a really good relationship there. When I was a kid, I encountered within my family some very serious mental health issues that left a really strong impression on me as a young person. I didn't really realize how much of an impression that had made and how much of an important part of my life that this was going to become until I got a little bit older. I saw during those experiences how conventional psychiatry and mental health care was not effective at all. It caused me to seek out other ways, more holistic ways to find health and happiness in our lives. Seeking that more holistic healing where you're really looking at people, as human beings, something more than just a physical body. I think that our culture is looking for that. If you're coming into our program, take advantage of the guided and support resources. We've got some really good information to help you do the work to make the transformations that you want to see. We approach ketamine as a tool, and just like any good tool, it's not going to do the work for you. The hammer and nails are not going to build the house on their own. We've got a lot of programs with literature and exercises, breath work and intention setting and journaling, but also take advantage of the support team. Have conversations with us. Our team is really well experienced, and we can give you a lot of guidance and support you on your journey. And above all of that, trust yourself. A big part of this style of therapy is to regain empowerment over your own mental and emotional health and put it back into your hands again. Trust your intuition on what is the next step with you. How can I connect to myself more? How can I connect to others more? Then you might get an answer to that question during a session. So trust yourself as you're going through this healing journey. You really do know everything that you need to get where you want to be. I love a good conversation. That is something that brings me alive and I find to be really stimulating. So whether it's with a friend or a family member, anytime I've got an opportunity to sit down and just kind of hang out and have a good conversation like this, that's what I love more than anything. I love spending time in nature. I love going on hikes and traveling. I'm big into trekking and going into trails and things like that. I like to spend some time down in South America and continue my studies there. Working with some of these different psychedelic traditions, I learn a lot that then I'm able to bring to our clients and patients as well. Something that has changed my life in the deepest way is developing a sense of gratitude every single day. Really like training yourself and turning it into a practice. Developing a gratitude practice is just like going to the gym. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's like building up this muscle. I'm actually a little bit of a fan of this whole fake it till you make it type of thing. Like when you're first developing these practices and you're repeating, it might not feel real at first. Just feel like you're kind of going through the motion, trying to repeat this affirmation, and it just doesn't feel real to me. Over time, it becomes real. It's just like how it gets easier when you're going to a gym to lift or do whatever exercise that you're working on. It starts to be real over time. You develop this new default mindset of being in gratitude. And that's something that I really try and practice every single day and share that with people. Because if you look hard enough in any situation, as terrible as it might seem, you can find a silver lining.